Hello, good people of YouTube. Sealord here, and today, actually before we get into today's video, I just want to have some follow-up statements discussion whenever you have it about Wednesday's video. If you don't care about the forums getting deleted or anything like that, just skip ahead a minute or two or check out the time bar down below, and you can see when I start discussing this this new AAA game that's potentially either a follow-on or replacement for one of the three main titles that Wargaming has out right now. You can skip forward to that, but if you want to hear what I have to say, hello, welcome to the follow-up portion from Wednesday's video. So, of course, Wednesday's video was about how Wargaming's shutting down the forums and they're transitioning to Discord being their primary point of communication, like they call it, for the community. Now, in Wednesday's video, I talked about why I thought Wargaming was shifting to Discord and the ramifications that was going to have on the game and the community. And I still do believe it's primarily because there's a pretty large young player population coming into the game, and rather than create an environment or a source of a point of discussion, I guess I should say, or point of communication is probably the correct English for it, where both the older players and the newer players can interact and mingle in a place that is easy to use and access for both of them. They're just dumping all their eggs into Discord. Now, like I said, Discord is very popular amongst younger people. It's very easy for them to access. There are, of course, problems with Discord. I mentioned those in yesterday's video. It's not tied to any type of search engine, so if you are a older person that doesn't jive with Discord and you want to find something out, you gotta Google it. And granted, there's lots of videos. I mean, shoot, I think I've made a video on just about every single premium battleship or most of the premium cruisers or techline cruisers and battleships in this game. Some of them have 2 or 3 videos because that's just the nature of this game. The game changes and you have to update reviews and such about ships. And that's one of the things that make it pretty easy to be a content creator for World of Warships. But yes, they can't find that information on the forums that are on Discord, and I pointed that out, among many other problems with Discord, and I discussed the problems of the forums, and I discussed the pros of the forums and the pros of Discord as well. But it appears that, I don't know, since I didn't, at the beginning, outright say that the move was screwing over older players, I don't know. I guess I just got the pitchforks from some people. A lot of people in the comments were, just discussing their opinion and such too, but there's a very loud minority, or it's usually a very loud minority when you see these comments pop up, because the video still has like a 95% like to dislike ratio. But just to address that other 5%, I don't really think it's a fantastic move. And again, in yesterday's video, I ended it by saying, yes, this does screw over the older, more veteran players, and then I got on a little side rant about clan battles again, because clan battles and competitive are where you find most of the veteran older players. And I said, yeah, this move is screwing over older players, just like how, competitive has constantly just been getting kind of sidelined or anything. Last season was the last time that Wargaming seemed to actually sit down and kind of, think out the ship bans and think out the maps and the cap positions a lot more, rather than just saying, oh yeah, Kleber and Marceau are limited to 1. So that's what I was saying. So I don't know, I guess the message didn't get through fully, but again, yes, it screws over older players. It's not a entirely good move in my opinion, and a lot of the comments about Discord was just talking about Discord in general. I wasn't talking about the World of Warships Discord. I was just saying, yeah, Discord has all these tools where you can make it super organized. There is a forum tool, which I didn't even know about until a few days ago, right? So, I mean, that's what I'm saying about Discord. There's lots of tools available to you, and it's really up to the people running it. And I think that's what's getting lost in this noise. Yes, it's a transition from the forums to Discord, and for some reason people think that, Wargaming is going to be more sensory on Discord. It's like, it's the same people running it. Like, it's still Wargaming setting the policies. I doubt the policies are going to change very much from the forums to Discord. And like I mentioned, there were threads that were deleted and locked early on in discussion because of, well, Wargaming's reasons. I'm pretty sure those policies are going to carry over to Discord. So that's my 2 cents on it. Again, it's not an entirely great move in my opinion. It screws over older players. Why couldn't they keep both of them up? I don't know. Probably money. Might even be what we have to talk about today, because apparently Wargaming is going full bore on a new AAA free-to-play MMO title. So, if you don't know, Wargaming actually has... Well, they used to actually have a ton of games that they would publish and maintain, but quite a few of them have gone the way of the dodo, and they've pulled the plug on them. I think at one point there was like a card game, then there was a couple other MMO, and I think even an MMORPG at one point. But if you do go over and meander over to Wargaming's website, you'll see that as of right now there are 8 games up on their website. And granted, really, it's like 2 games, 2.5 games, I guess, maybe 3 games if you stretch it, because there's World of Tanks, World of Warships, World of Warplanes, all 7 people playing that, World of Tanks Blitz, World of Tanks console, and then World of Warships console, World of Warships Legends, and then World of Warships Blitz, and then Master of Orion. So, again, it's World of Warships, World of Tanks, their PC and mobile ports, and then World of Warplanes and Master of Orion, and then World of Warplanes. I don't know how that game is still up. There's literally like 6 people playing it at any given point throughout the day. But if you head on over to their job vacancies, some very interesting listings have gone up here pretty recently. So, as of right now, especially if you set it to if you do set it to the Guildford UK office, there's a whole bunch of listings for essentially a development team for a new AAA game. So this originally was sent to me in the form of the job listings at the Austin office, which is one of, I think there used to be 3 offices in the US. Now I think it's just Austin at this point. But anyway, so the listings in the Austin office are for a community manager and a user interface designer for an unannounced project. Now, if you take a look at the community manager listing, the job overview says, Wargaming USA and be a part of the product team working on a new MMO game for PC. We are interested in and appreciate self-organized people who are ready to learn a lot and make real efforts to improve their skill, able to handle feedback positively. Successful candidates will communicate directly with gamers and help deliver feedback from the gaming community to the developers and vice versa via social networks, Discord, and even battle chats. They keep their finger on the pulse while collecting ideas and feedback. They hold streams, share valuable insights, organize contests, and explain game mechanics so that the game continue to entertain PC warriors and make them happy. I think what's really funny too is that is some rough English right there. And then I think one of the dots down here for what they're looking for is the able to communicate effectively. And oh yeah, here it is. Exceptional communication skills, both written and verbal English. And right off the bat, there's some words are missing in that job overview. But anyway, so they're looking for a community manager to, I guess, probably set up the CC program for whatever new AAA game this is, and that's literally what it says right here in the what you will do section. Search for new bloggers and contributors, perform community management functions on social media, inform players, create a positive atmosphere, control the toxicity level, good luck with that, and involve players in product activities. So yeah, it's like they're looking for someone to set up a new CC program for whatever game this is. And then the user interface job description gives a couple more hints about it. They say that this is, whatever, you're going to be working on a new yet unannounced AAA free-to-play PC game aimed at Western audiences. So AAA free-to-play PC. They got 3 of those right now. That's World of Tanks, World of Warships, and World of Warplanes. 2 of them are very successful. One of them is very successful. So of course, AAA means it's going to be a big game. You know, it's not going to be some little indie game or some $30, $40. Well, it's not going to be like any of those things. It's going to be a free-to-play game because that's where all the money is nowadays. But you guys get what I'm saying. You know, it's not going to be the quality level of like a $20 new release game. It's going to be up there with like $60, $70 games. Of course, it's going to be in the free-to-play scheme because that's what wargaming is very good at. They've had 2 very successful games in that regard. One very successful game in that regard, and one that, again, about 7 people played. So if you head on over to the Guildford office vacancies, I believe this is probably where the game is going to be actually developed at, because there's a bagillion listings here for senior game designer, senior animator, so forth and so on. Everything that you need for a new AAA game. And one of these descriptions, yes, the senior animator description says, to assist in the creation of the next big free-to-play title from Wargaming, company that brought us World of Tanks and one of the strongest free-to-play PC game companies in the world. World of Tanks do be printing money out for them. So, they're working on their next big free-to-play title. And again, their biggest free-to-play title has been World of Tanks. So you might think, well, okay, maybe it's for like, World of Tanks 2.0 or a continuation of World of Tanks. Maybe they've reached the point to where they can't go anymore with the current tier system because they're getting into, I think the tier 10s in World of Tanks is like very, very early Cold War era. So maybe they're going to Cold War now. Actually, they already have done that, and they have been working on a Cold War World of Tanks for some time. In fact, it's already in playtesting. Now, the thing is, this is for an unannounced project. The upcoming Cold War World of Tanks game, right now it's the CW project, Cold War project. And it's been in playtesting. There's a very short video out showing it off, and it appears to be more like a Battlefield-esque, fast-paced World of Tanks, if you will. So it can't be that unless they consider this game to be unannounced. But also, too, this game's also far enough along to where there's playtesting. We've seen footage of it, and it's beyond the point of, assembling a team like this. You would have a team like this probably assembled like 3 or 4 years ago when this game first started being developed. So I wouldn't put money on that. Now, World of Warships, I don't think we're to that point in World of Warships where they'd be working on, World of Warships, Cold War missiles, whatever. I don't think we're to that point just yet. Could be, or Wargaming could be anticipating that in the next 2 to 3 years, we will be at that point to where you either have to have some type of separate tier system in the game or make a second game that obviously has Cold War era ships with missiles and all that jazz. I don't think World of Warships has a big enough audience to where you could have 2 games like that operating side by side. I do think World of Tanks does have large enough following to where you could have the vanilla World of Tanks and then you have the Cold War World of Tanks. I think there's enough of an audience there for that. And then you got World of Warplanes. World of Warplanes is a game that is not, again, overtly popular. If you do play World of Warplanes and you get to high tier, there's, again, maybe like 4 real people in your game. The rest are bots. And it hasn't really received much updates. Someone pointed out that they did get like a new BF 109, but I think it's just kind of a reskin job with it in the last update. But yeah, it could be a reboot of that. The question is, would Wargaming put money into a project that's already failed and be willing to risk it with revamping it? Maybe. But the other argument, too, is that War Thunder's pretty much got that market cornered. The air combat in War Thunder is pretty darn good.
Oh, I love.
Oh, I thought I dodged him.
Way off. Oh, my lord.
I'm still flying half a plane. Have much of a rudder left. Oh!
Oh my god! He's still alive. Yeah, nothing
The
happened.
guy would have
Lift.
you would have
Lift.
reversed him.
Lift!
Just lower your flaps. Lower your flaps.
Come here, fucker wolf.
Angry people. You
Oh
think
my
man
God.
still has flaps?
Oh
I-
my
He
God.
avoided the F-109.
I did.
Not entirely sure.
Hey, no, get the fuck away. That's fine.
No.
You whore. You whore.
Yep.
Hi, bud. Bye, bud.
Did you get one doing that?
He did.
And I prefer it to Wood of Warplanes, which is more of an arcadey type, which there's nothing wrong with that. And they could be taking that approach more, kind of going more to the arcadey side of things, and maybe they might have a propeller-based Ace Combat game, if you will, if they could pull it off. I haven't played Wood of Planes much, so I can't really talk about the game's downfalls, but again, War Thunder pretty much has that market cornered. So, if I had to put money on it, if they're either extending or rebooting one of the three main titles, I'd say it might be a World of Warplanes reboot. So that might be what it is. Or it could just be a completely new game. It doesn't have to be a reboot or a continuation or a spinoff of one of the three main games. They could just be tired of doing the whole vehicular combat thing, and they might be going in for a more, I don't know, it might be a first-person shooter, might be a third-person shooter, might be, who the hell knows? It's really up to Wargaming. But it's interesting thinking about what they might be planning for the future. I mean, obviously, whatever game this is, they don't even have the team together yet. So this is still years away at this point. But it's interesting to think, you know, it might be World Warships with missiles and whatever. It might be World Warships 2.0, World Warships Cold War, whatever you want to call it. Because, again, they're doing that with World of Tanks. And with World Warships being their second most successful title, I think there's a pretty good argument for that. But again, this is probably at least 2 to 3 years off, I would say, before we even hear about whatever game this is. So guys, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. I will be live streaming right here tonight on the channel from around 5 p.m. U.S. Central Time to around 9 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So make sure to come out for that. Hope you guys have a wonderful Friday and wonderful weekend. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.